really a solution? I want to cheat on my wife, and if the law says I'm not supposed to cheat on my wife, is that really a solution for a peaceful marriage? Please think about it. Why would I cheat on my wife? I think there are two cases. The first thing being, my marriage is unhappy. I don't like having sex with my wife, or I don't like my wife. That is case number one. And the case number two is I'm mentally unstable when I committed the so-called crime. That is having sex with another wife, another woman. So, think of it. Is criminalizing it really a solution? Now, if my marriage is unhappy, I have sex with another wife and I go to jail. Will my wife be happy just because I go to jail? Don't you think rehab is a solution? Coming in terms with my wife so that we can have a better marriage? And if I were mentally unstable, just for that second, I go to the jail just because I was mentally unstable once. Do you think it's a solution? I really don't think so. And if I have a child, consider this case. If I go to jail just because cheating on a girl, think about the mental implications on him. He'll be mentally unstable. My dad's in jail, my mom's at home, I don't have no dad. Or the other way around, my mom's in jail and my dad's at home. So think about the child won't be happy. So also if I cheated and my wife's a housewife, think about the income problem. She won't have money to sustain the family. So as you can see, criminalizing it is not a solution. What you need to do is to teach the couple during marriage, before marriage or after marriage, whenever, you have to make them understand that you have to peacefully coexist. That is what you need to teach, not criminalizing it and suppressing the intention of cheating. Thank you.
So you sometimes there are two reasons for why you cheat on your wife. One being that you don't like your wife, and two being you're mentally unstable. Now for the first reason, if you don't like your wife, rather than cheating on her, you can get your marriage annulled, right? So if you don't like your wife, what's the point of being married to her?
I have a child. That's what I said. I have a child. I don't want to mentally disturb him. I want to stay with my wife and make him feel that we are a couple, so that he'll be mentally stable.
So does it mean that you go to anywhere and wherever you want and the wife will be happy all the time? Will she be supporting you all the time?
I also mentioned about the income problem. Yes, I'm not saying that she will be happy all the time, but think of the circumstances. The implications of me going into jail. She won't have money if she were a housewife, like I said. And apart from that, the child's mental trauma. Of course, no mother would want her child to face mental trauma. That's why I said don't criminalize it. Just educate him that you're not supposed to cheat. That's the best you can do.
Any other questions?
You mentioned something that if a person is in jail, his wife will feel sad about him. What about if you have sex with some other girl? She won't feel sad for that point.
Like I answered him, child implications. My answer is, I think it's universal. Because when no mother wants a child to face mental trauma. Okay, she may be really pissed off, she doesn't like her husband at all, but she won't want her child to face mental trauma, right? And yeah, you were saying cheating on another woman, that is totally subjected to the wife. If the wife feels that it is such a big crime that he needs to go to jail, that is the case you're talking about. That's not a universal case, as I think of it. That's why making it a universal crime is improper, according to me.
Speaker 2.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Shashank from St. Peter's Engineering College. So, first of all, criminalizing infidelity. Criminalize, that is to put behind bars, and infidelity. What technically it means is when a person for a couple, when one of them gets emotionally or sexually attached to another person and not the couple, that's where the infidelity comes. So basically, I feel that it should be criminalized. First of all, because the person on whom you're cheating, the person, of course, he'll get shattered. He or she will get shattered because you have committed to him already, committed to him or her, first of all, and he might even go to such extents that it would lead to suicide in many cases, because both of them are committed to each other emotionally, mentally. You have made up your mind and you're thinking to cheat on her and go out with some other person? Isn't it like affecting her mentally? Then next, in a person's life, and it's first of all, it's a person's life at stake. When you're doing such a crime, it is a crime according to me, because it's a person's life at stake. You're cheating him. It can also lead to greater extents, not just even suiciding, getting like mental trauma, which might even lead to many mental disorders also in some of the cases. And especially in married couples, looking at it sentimentally, when a woman and a man, they are married, it's like they are like promising each other that they'll stay together, they'll support each other, protect each other for their whole life. That's the point of marriage. When you're cheating, it's meaningless to get married first of all. On top of that, like I said, the person who's being cheated, there's no bounds that he can go like what effect it will have on him. And of course, and for married couples who do that, I feel it's completely meaningless to get married. If you really want to cheat, what's the point in getting married then? And yeah, this is where, and I strongly support this notion that infidelity should be criminalized.
Open for question.
Yeah, in your debate, you said that there's a life at stake.
Yeah.
Can you please explain yourself?
See, there are two people. They are going to get married, and then after marriage, they are married. It's good livelihood, everything. But then when the woman, for example, let me take the example of a man, he's cheating on her. Now, your girlfriend is cheating on you, not girlfriend, your wife is cheating on you. How would that, like, how badly would that affect you? How you married her? First of all, you have a right on her. She's your wife, and you get to know that she's cheating with some other person. How would that make you feel? Would it like lead to mental trauma in many cases, and you would also will lose your mind most of the time?
How would you get evidence that he's cheating? The person is cheating on these things can be framed.
Yeah, like see, first of all, the men, they tend to get like very much, they talk a lot of lies, because that's the point when they talk lies, the women can find out. Women are really smart at this, I'm pretty much sure about that, because that's when they can find out if they are cheating on them.
Any other question?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, in your speech, you're basing it totally on the fact that, on your interpretation that polygamy is wrong. Polygamy is wrong. Yeah, marrying more than one woman. You're saying that it's wrong.
Okay. See, we live in a democratic country like India, and in India, marrying one person, like you can have one wife. That's what our Indian government says.
Muslims can have 5 wives.
That's not in India, if I'm not
It's there.
Okay, that's according to their religion. It depends on religion, right? It also says that if the male can satisfy all the 4, how many wives he has, then there's no problem. But then it doesn't make sense.
Ask short questions. Don't take from cross questioning.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Vamsi. Good morning, everyone. My name is Vamsi, and I'll be speaking against criminalization of marital infidelity. We have seen a lot of arguments over here that marriage is a promise to support your partner, to be with them forever. Agreed. But it's a promise. You don't have to always keep your promise. Breaking the promise is never a crime, and it has never been. And if we start making breaking promises a crime, then there will be no governments in India. Starting with my argument, every person wants to be happy in life. If you're getting married, you also want your wife to be happy. You want to have a good relations. You may not always be satisfied with your wife. So you look for more options outside your married life. Now why I'm saying this is, you may say that this may make your wife unhappy. But don't you think that pointing out mistakes in your wife, telling her you don't make me happy, that will hurt her more emotionally. So basically, if you're cheating on your wife, you're basically looking for better solutions outside marriage to please yourself. I'll give you an example for this. You're attending school, but you also go to tuitions to add to what you study. This doesn't mean you're cheating on your school. It's just supplementing your studies. We are living in the 21st century right now, and this is become very common. Many couples are actually open to this. One more point I have. If you are cheating on your wife, you will be open to inputs from your wife. If she's not happy, you won't know how your wife will react when you tell her that you're cheating on her, or when she comes to know that you're cheating on her. But if you're cheating on your wife and she's giving you input about she being unhappy with your relationship, then you'll have an open mind and you'll think of probably splitting up.
एक्सप्लेन कर सकते हैं, फॉर अगेंस्ट दोनों पक्ष ले सकते हैं। सबको 1 मिनट का टाइम दिया जाएगा और उसके बाद तो ये 1 मिनट के टाइम के बाद फिर उसके बाद ओपन डिबेटिंग चालू होगी, जिसमें आप कभी भी क्रॉस क्वेश्चन कर सकते हैं, बट उस टाइम पे आपको एक फ्रंट पे बोलना होगा। अगर आप फॉर में बोल रहे हैं तो फॉर में बोले, अगेंस्ट में बोल रहे हैं तो अगेंस्ट में। तो पहले बोले यार, सेकंड राउंड में the impact that you make in the total there is no barrier of any language. You can speak in English as I am speaking in English, so you can speak in Hindi, you can speak in English. There is no problem for those stupid things because you can learn to speak in
बड़ा अच्छा टॉपिक बताया बच्चों ने, जो रिलीजन बेस्ड पॉलिटिक्स है, हमारी कंट्री का पार्ट है। चाहे आज आप साक्षी महाराज का अगर देख लीजिए, चाहे आप थोड़ा सा पीछे जाएंगे तो आप भाजपा का उदय देख लीजिए, चाहे इससे पहले आप देश के पार्टीशन देख लीजिए, या इसके पहले आप वर्ल्ड की पॉलिटिक्स देख लीजिए। बहुत ही अच्छा टॉपिक है और मैं देखना चाहूँगा कि आप लोग क्या बोलते हैं।
मैं चाहूँगा थोड़ा सा अगर सेंस हो ऑडियंस में, rather than being emotional and religious approach, तो ज़्यादा अच्छा रहेगा। क्योंकि कहीं पे बिलीव इट और नॉट, इंडिया में भी वो है कि confusion and logic have become two irrelevant things. So irrelevant things नहीं होनी चाहिए. यहाँ पे I want a logical argument which is at the same time a religious argument. So वो दोनों का इंटरमिंगलिंग अगर हो तो सबसे अच्छी बात वो रहेगी. और वही देखना चाहेंगे कि कहाँ से तुम लोग वो लिंक ला पा रहे हो, क्योंकि अभी इंडिया में जैसे चल रही है उस हिसाब से तो दोनों इंडिपेंडेंट हो गए, इंटरडिपेंडेंट होने की जगह. तो वो अच्छा रहेगा अगर लॉजिकल और वो अच्छा.
कुछ बताएंगे उसके बारे में. छोटा सा बच्चा इस दुनिया में आया तो कहाँ से तुमने उसे धर्म का फर्क समझाया. सुनकर ये सब मेरा दिल घबराया. शुरू करें तो आप अपना नाम बताएं और उसे पढ़ी वो स्टार्ट हो जाएगा.
हाँ, फर्स्ट राउंड में सबको टाइम दिया जाएगा. सेकंड राउंड से you have to raise your hands and it depends on me. If I want to give anybody every time the chances, I can. I won't do that. I will try to be as equal to everybody. But अगर मुझे मेरा मन है कि मैं किसी एक बंदे को बोलूँ कि नहीं तू ही पूरे टाइम बोल, तो वो बोलूँगा. You cannot do, and the decision of the judges will come. So we can start. We can start from here. Anyone who wants to start? Please, for 1 minute, you have to speak anything. Raju.
वाला चेंज कर लीजिए. अगर दूसरा वीडियो नहीं चलता तो उस हिसाब से अगर उन्हें कोई पसंद आ गया, जैसा मुस्लिम है कभी उसको तो सही दिखता है तो हाँ, वो अगर पूरी उनके नॉलेज है आधी नहीं पूरी, क्योंकि कहते हैं कि आधी जो नॉलेज होती है वो जहर से भी डेंजर होती है. तो उस हिसाब से अगर देखा जाए तो अगर आधी नॉलेज रही तो लोगों को डेंजर भी हो सकता है. तो भटक जाते हैं लोग और भटकते हैं या कहीं और चले जाते हैं. तो होता ही है.
So, please give an intro, your name, then. You give your names and then start.
I'm Rose Saras.
Your time starts.
Respected Speaker of the House and my fellow parliamentarians, I would like to bring to your notice the recent conversion issue that has been taking place. Article 25 of our Constitution says each citizen has the right to profess, practice and propagate his own religion. And Article 18 of International Human Rights Declaration says a person can leave his religion at his will. Now my point is that these two laws have been misused to justify the recent religious conversion issue. Proselytization or religious conversion is distinguished from propagation because conversion has to take place at an individual's own will, not under any force or a monetary offer or an offer of any sort. If you look at the religious conversion that took place in Agra or Gujarat recently, you know that it was pre-planned, the media was informed before, and it was organized and it was conducted under the auspices of major political parties. So it's a pre-planned.
Next.
You may complete your sentence.
Yeah. So my motion in this house is that under the anti-conversion rules of our constitution, not to harm the secular fabric of our country, I request the house to pass a legislation banning the recent Garvapasi conversions that had been taking place.
Yeah, next.
नमस्कार प्यारे मित्रों, मेरा नाम अनिकेत सिंह है. मैं विश्वविद्यालय हैदराबाद कैंपस में छात्र हूँ. मेरा मत है कि भारत का संविधान सबको अपनी स्वेच्छा से किसी भी धर्म का पालन करने का अधिकार देता है. और धर्मांतरण कोई नई चीज तो है नहीं, सदियों से चला रहा है. सम्राट अशोक ने भी बौद्ध धर्म में परिवर्तन किया था. उनके दादा चंद्रगुप्त मौर्य ने भी जैन धर्म की दीक्षा ली. अब बात आती है कि कोई स्वेच्छा से करे ये सही है, पर जबरन करा रहा है ये, इसका मेरे को कोई समझ में नहीं आता क्यों करा रहा है. ऐसा तो नहीं है कि जितने भी धर्म है सबको अपनी गिनती बढ़ानी है या विश्व रिकॉर्ड बनाना है कि हमारे धर्म के सबसे ज्यादा पालन वाले हैं. आपने किसी को धर्म की स्वेच्छा दी, बहुत अच्छा किया, पर ये जबरन क्यों करवा रहे हैं? एक बार हाई कोर्ट में एक ऐसा ही मुद्दा गया था, तो वहाँ के जो न्यायाधीश है उन्होंने जिस धर्म में जो कन्वर्ट हुआ है उससे पूछा कि क्या आपको इस धर्म की दीक्षा का पता है, क्या ये धर्म जिस फॉलोइंग्स जिस बेसिस पे बसा हुआ है क्या आपको उसका पता है? तो उसने कहा नहीं। तो उन्होंने बोला कि आपका धर्म कन्वर्जन का फायदा ही क्या है, जब तो आपको उसकी मीनिंग, आपको वो क्या करता है, क्या उसकी सोच है, क्या विचारधारा है, उसका जब आपको पता ही नहीं है तो आप ये क्यों किया ही क्यों है? एक लाइन। और वैसे भी सारे धर्म बोलते हैं कि इंसानियत सबसे बड़ा धर्म है, तो आप उसको फॉलो कीजिए। तो ये धर्म जब सारे ऐसे हैं तो फिर ये धर्मांतरण जो है वो समझ में नहीं आता क्यों?
इसमें इन्होंने जब भी 1 मिनट का वो बजाया तो तब जरूरी नहीं तुम वहीं रुक जाओ, तुमने आधा सेंटेंस कंप्लीट किया तो आई वांट तुम लोग पूरा कंप्लीट करो। इफ यू स्टार्ट समथिंग यू जस्ट फिनिश इट। It doesn't make any sense if you sit down without making a point. It's that 1 minute, even that 1 minute that you put in, right? So what I would want is, if you are crossing the limit bar, I don't think it's going to make much of a difference, even in our criteria, or when it comes to what you're going to say, it's going to make a difference. When it comes to our criteria, it's not. So just keep in mind these things you should keep in mind. So going forward.
सम्मान्य सभासद महोदय, न्यायाधीश महोदय, आप सभी का एक बार फिर से वेस्ट कॉलोनी हैदराबाद कैंपस में स्वागत। मैं शिवम मित्तल। आज का जो टॉपिक है धर्म, धर्मांतरण या फिर अवसरवादी धर्म, मैं इससे पूरी तरह सहमत हूँ कि धर्म और धर्मांतरण जो कि आपस में एक दूसरे के पक्षकार हैं। धर्मांतरण जो है, जो धर्म को बदला जा रहा है, उसके व्यक्तित्व को ध्यान में रखकर प्रत्येक व्यक्ति को अपने धर्म की, अपनी जाति की अनुपालन की स्वतंत्रता प्राप्त हो जानी चाहिए। अगर हम हमारे संविधान की प्रस्तावना को देखें तो हमारा संविधान कहता है कि भारत, हमारा देश एक संपूर्ण प्रभुत्व संपन्न लोकतंत्रात्मक गणराज्य है और अवधारणा जो कि आयरलैंड से दी गई है इसे धर्मनिरपेक्ष राज्य घोषित करता है। इस धर्मनिरपेक्ष राज्य की घोषणा में हमें बताया जाता है कि हमारे देश में हिंदू, मुस्लिम, सिख, ईसाई, पारसी, जैन, बुद्ध सभी तरह के लोगों को समान अवसर, अपने धर्म के पालन और अपने धर्म की वृद्धि के समान अधिकार प्राप्त है। इसके ऊपर कोई भी व्यक्ति यदि अंकुश लगाता है तो संविधान की दृष्टि में उसे रोका जाना, उसके ऊपर कानूनों की वृद्धि करके उसे जेल में डाला जाना उचित है। धर्म की हानि कतई बर्दाश्त नहीं की जाएगी। धन्यवाद।